I applied for the Safe States Policy Fellowship because as an injury and violence prevention professional, I really wanted to increase my capacity around advocacy efforts and policy change. And I didn't think that I had as much experience as I would have liked. And so the Policy Fellowship gave me an opportunity to learn more about how my role as an injury and violence prevention professional can help affect change in terms of policies, be able to network with other colleagues from around the country who were in similar roles, maybe lived in different political climates and had different interests, and ultimately just a great opportunity to increase my skill.
So I was interested in applying for the Safe States Policy Fellowship because I had participated in a Hill Day with Safe States the year before and really enjoyed that opportunity. And I wanted to get a chance to kind of just get a little bit more immersed in it and actually get some help from Safe States on how to be a better advocate in my state. Both I wanted to learn how to do it well at the state level as well as the federal level, and that was incredibly helpful.
Well, I wanted to apply for the Safe States Policy Fellowship because I think that it was a wonderful opportunity to give injury prevention professionals like myself the tools so that we can learn how to approach our policymakers and make a case for the programs that we have and the programs that support the work that we do. I think that while we are very amazing people in working with the community and with working with our administrators at the hospitals and universities that we work in, sometimes it's a little bit difficult for us to actually go out and advocate for the people that need it the most. And I wanted to learn and be one of the people who can have a voice for all of the wonderful children and families that we work with in the Washington Heights Inwood area in New York City. So I'm very grateful for the program, and I think that anyone who can should apply for the Safe States Fellowship Program.
I felt it was a great opportunity to learn more about the government and how it works and how I can interact with my government officials. Up to that point, I had little experience doing it, but was curious to learn more and be more knowledgeable to be able to reach out to my congressman or congresswoman comfortably and be able to make some change policy-wise as a constituent.
The greatest benefit that I received from being a policy fellow really was that it increased my comfort in advocating for topics and policies that were important to me, both personally and professionally. I really was able to put on the hat that I am an injury and violence prevention expert. And so when I'm meeting with my elected officials, not going in just as a citizen, but being able to offer them something in terms of my expert opinion or my content experience. And I think that was my greatest benefit because a lot of times we don't recognize our own strength. And so it increased my capacity to be able to reach out to elected officials, offer my services as an injury and violence prevention expert. And I've had a really great experience with Hill Day because we absolutely did just that. And it just increased my comfortability. And I think in doing that, I'm much more confident moving forward and have had an opportunity since finishing my fellowship to do just that, to advocate for some drowning prevention legislation here in Texas. So my greatest benefit has been that it increased my comfortability.
I like the biggest benefit I have is from the fellowship is just I certainly gained a greater understanding of how policies are made, and what I can do to be a better advocate in my state as well as at a federal level. I really appreciated learning from Safe States on how to even put together a policy brief. That was so incredibly valuable for me. I'd heard about policy briefs, but never really sure how to do that myself. And that was probably my biggest takeaway from it. Like the wisdom that I gained will be able to be carried through all of my advocacy work.
I've seen many benefits of being a policy fellow. First of all, we've learned how to talk to our policymakers. We went to Washington, D.C. on Hill Day, and we're able to have face-to-face conversations with either our policymakers from New York City or their representatives. They were able to hear what we needed from them as our representatives and be able to advocate for the programs that are needed the most in New York City. I have also been able to make connections with these representatives directly. For example, Adriano Espaillat, who works directly for our district, has an office not too far away from my office. We have been able to support their programs and become part of their experts in injury prevention. So I've had times when they have called and either asked for data or asked for information from us or asked us to be part of a program. By doing so, we've been able to develop these relationships that will in turn help our community and help our mission of injury prevention and creating safer communities for our families.
The biggest benefit for me from the policy fellowship was the confidence that I gained and the knowledge. Paul was wonderful in helping us to craft our message when we visited congressional staff. He taught us wonderful things about the government that I had no idea about and gave us some refreshers regarding the governmental process. I really appreciate him sharing all his knowledge. And Rich was great as well. He even attended one of my first visits, which helped to ease my nervousness. Now I feel more confident to be able to speak with congressional staff.